What's up guys, I'm back here for another video today, and to start out with, I just got my wisdom teeth out like yesterday. So if I start talking weird, muttering, just bear with me because this is a little hard and a little complicated, but I wanted to make this video for you guys. So anyways, we are talking about today Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. So Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle is directed by Kasdan, and it's a sequel to the 1995 Jumanji film starring Robin Williams. But this movie is about 4 high school kids, and they all have pretty different personalities, and one day they all get in trouble and they are in detention. They get hired to clean out the basement and discover an old video game console called Jumanji, and are drawn into the game's setting, literally becoming the avatars they choose. When they realize they are actually in Jumanji, there's only one way to get out, and that is you have to beat it. So the best thing about this film by far is the cast. And I'm not talking about like the kid versions of these people. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still good, but the video game characters like The Rock, Kevin Hart, Kate Gillan, Jack Black, Nick Jonas, I mean, they all play their parts really exceptionally. I mean, I think they all play their part pretty well in this video game world, but 2 standouts for me is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, every single film he's in, he's like pretty funny. One of the best actors. I mean, from transitioning to WWE to the film industry, he's one of the best. And then we also have Jack Black, and he's playing this like teenage girl. Man, oh man, it's a fun sight to watch. But this was surprisingly a very engaging film. I was kind of scared going into it because I thought it had the potential to be kind of bad. But I like the aspects in this film of you only have 3 lives to work with and you have your own strengths and weaknesses, which I thought was pretty entertaining, unique, interesting, whatever you guys want to call it. They did a pretty good job of that. And another thing I did have concern about going into this film is we all saw the 1995 movie with Robin Williams, and we saw how it was a board game, and the trailers portrayed it as Jumanji was a video game. And I was worried on how they were going to move from a board game to a video game. And I didn't really want much of a backstory to it. And the way it just transitions from a board game to a video game, I'm not going to spoil it, but it doesn't have a big backstory to it. But I mean, it's just done well. I think if they added so much more to how it went from a board game to a video game, I thought it would be kind of unnecessary, and I'm glad that we didn't get something like that. But this was a really funny movie, fun film with great chemistry with all the cast. Surprisingly, there was some not really bad vulgar language, but there was some like humorous jokes, and there was a bunch of little kids in the movie theater, and I was like, oh god. But everyone enjoyed this film. Everyone had tons of laughs in the theater. So I guess you can say the audience had a great time. Now, my only really issues with this film is there is some plot holes in this video game world. It's kind of easy to overlook, but I mean, if you're someone that gets very analytical and it's like, that's not supposed to work out, that's totally not supposed to happen because one person's acting like that and another person's acting like that. But another plus with this video game world is if a person comes that like tells a backstory in this video game world, you can't really ask them questions because they're only programmed to say certain stuff. It's like that mentioned through a couple times during this film, and it was kind of funny the way that they're programmed to say certain words. And say, for example, if The Rock was like, what did you just say, or what do you mean, the program character was just meant to say those specific words and not say anything else. But my only really downfall with this film is I just wish they could have done a little bit better job with the villain. I mean, this villain is like some insect guy with like insects and bugs crawling all over him. He's not horrible, but I mean, they definitely could have done a better job. And another thing that I thought was pretty good with this movie was I didn't want to have these characters affect this Jumanji video game world and control it by themselves. I wanted the Jumanji video game world to control the characters, in which it was done pretty well. But all in all, guys, this was a pretty funny film with a very underrated score to it. I don't think it had that extra edge or not to be like really good, but for the most part, I did enjoy it. Most of the people in the audience in the movie theater enjoyed it. I mean, I had a very fun time watching it. It was a very fun film, and I'm gonna give Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle a B. Now guys, as I said earlier in this review, I was kind of nervous going into this movie because the Jumanji 1995 was a pretty big hit, and although I still enjoyed that one better, I was very shocked and surprised on how well I thought this film did. But now guys, the most important question here today: what did you guys think about Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle? And how do you think it matches up to the original Jumanji film? Drop your comments down below guys, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, so that way you can see me next time. Thanks for watching.